Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. All right, I got them made. Now, are they perfect? Heck no. But they do stop the dirt from being thrown up in your face while you're riding this bike on sandy, dirty, dirt roads like I live on. Hard red clay, but they put sand on it to help with the traction. So, they're not perfect by no means. If I had unlimited time and unlimited resources, I'd probably make a new one for the front, but it is what it is. So you see I got screws in through the front edge. Everything's painted gloss black, so when you're looking at it from the side, you really don't even notice it no more than what it looked like when the bike didn't have anything on it but the luggage rack. So the back, same way. From the side view, you don't notice it. Now, I did not screw it down here. If I need to, I can. That's just a reflection. I didn't realize I bent that, but either way, it'll be all right. I could screw it down right there and make it hold tight, but I got 6 screws in the back, and I did get the paint a little bit thick in a few spots where it ran, especially up here, but hey, it's all right. It's a bicycle, that you ride off-road, but I think it came out good. I don't know why the company says they don't make fenders for it. If they make the bike rack, they could easily make something a whole lot nicer than this to put on the bike rack to act as a luggage rack and a fender. I mean, dumb old fat country boy like me could do it. I know they can, and probably look a lot better than what I did, but it works. It stops all the dirt and stuff from being thrown up on top of you while you're riding, and it doesn't make the bike look ugly. So it serves its purpose. Now I've got a couple little adjustments I want to do to the bike. I want to lower the seat about a 1/2 inch, just more comfortable for me. I still plan on getting a bigger seat. I'm an old fat man. Hey, I don't like that little bitty one, although it does work well. But on this dirt road, it'll beat you to death. So just thought I'd do a video. I know it's quick, and show y'all I did get it finished. Took a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. I spent less than $7 on screws, and I already had drill bits, and I already had a can of gloss black spray paint, so I didn't have to really spend any money. The metal I used came from my brother's heating and air company, where they've got scrap pieces left over from where they make ductwork and stuff, and told me I could have what I needed. So I think it came out pretty good. This here is flaps, but I could bend it down and screw it to this cross brace so it couldn't bounce, but it's far enough away from everything. I haven't had any problem with it actually causing any issues, hitting the tire or any of that stuff. So it's, as you can tell, it's almost 4 inches away from the tire. There's plenty of room for it to travel with the bouncing and all that stuff. So it works out pretty good. I don't know whether y'all can see those run marks on there, but I really wish I'd have noticed this. I bent all the corners over knocked the points off and folded them back under and beat them down flat with my hammer on my vise, and did that to all of them. So no matter what you're doing, if you're walking close to the bike, you're not hitting that sharp 90-degree corner and possibly hurt yourself or somebody else. And these luggage racks could be built a whole lot stronger, although they're very strong. Don't get me wrong, they're very strong, but they could build them a whole lot stronger to where you could put a child seat back there and then close off the sidewall here so the feet couldn't get into the tire and chain and stuff. It ain't that big a deal, but I'm not going to do that. I don't plan on riding a child back there. If I put a seat on it, I'm going to get one that'll mount over the gas tank here so they can sit in front of me, not behind me, and haul them that way. And I've done that with both my nephews. So, not nephews, grandsons. Good Lord, I can't even think straight today. But either way, it took me a few hours. It took me part of 2 lunch breaks during the week to go by my brother's shop during lunch and make the things, and then I had to come home. I had to figure out how I was going to put this slot in it for the luggage rack bar to come through it, because this one has one back there for whatever reason. I guess to stop stuff from sliding forward, but I just marked it and took a construction screwdriver that you can bang on and banged it through on the vise and flattened it back, you know, bent the edges over on the bottom and flattened it out with a hammer so that it'd slide right on there. Then I pre-drilled all my holes with a little bit and then went back with a little bit bigger bit and put the screws in. I still broke a few screws and had to get them out, but it worked pretty well. And like I say, I could, and I was actually planning on putting a screw here and screw that down, and I may come back and do that, but I just don't see a need on it right now. If it moves a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything. There's bar behind it and seat bar in front of it. It can't go anywhere. And like I say, it stops the mud. So less holes that I had to put in that frame. But anyway, y'all tell me what you think. Doggone carpenter bee just flew into my hand. But tell me what you think about it, and good, bad, whatever. You know, I like it, and it's mine, so I'm not complaining about it. But I am pleased that I've got something other than the cardboard templates that I made and put on there that will stop the dirt from being thrown all up in my face. One issue I did have was, you know, I built this by hand, so this side was rubbing a little bit, and I bent those edges in so we'd clear the shocks so it won't rub anymore. See if y'all can see that here where I bent it in just a little bit. So one side was a little closer than the other, but you're talking about 16 inches. It was off by 1/8 of an inch. So, hey, I'll live with it. I probably need to wash the bike. Hadn't thought about it. So the other thing I need to get done on this bike, everything works great, but I do need to get this done. They say you can align the front caliper on the front disc, and it's a little bit out of alignment. It actually scrubs just a little bit when I'm not applying brake, and that is probably costing me 1 or 2 miles per hour, definitely wearing the brakes. And I don't know how to adjust that thing. It doesn't look like there's room for an adjustment, and it barely rubs on the outside edges. If y'all can see that, it rubs on the here. So of course that is some braking power. So I need to dig into it and see if I can figure out how. I don't know what that is. I don't know. But I need to dig into it, see if I can figure out how to adjust that and get it to line up a little bit better. That came pre-assembled. So I'm trying to remember. No, it didn't. This came pre-assembled, but it wasn't on the wheel because the wheel is not on the bike when it's delivered. But either way, I got to figure out how to line that up so it won't rub at all. I'll probably get an extra mile or 2 of speed out of it, which is, it already goes more than I want to do anyway. I've had it up to 34 miles an hour consistently, so I'm pretty sure that little bit of braking power, you know, letting off of it will make a difference, especially when you got to pedal this thing. It's not easy as you would hope it is to pedal, but pretty good bike. All right, garden is done. I picked the last big watermelon. I've got one more growing that I didn't know about. Basically popped up in the last week. I'm not going to allow it to grow. I'm going to go ahead and pull vines and all that and get that melon and break it and give it to the chickens. But I've got some squash growing over there. Vine borers got the first one that was almost ready to pick, and they destroyed it. So I'm probably going to pull that plant and then just close the garden off. We're supposed to have much cooler temperatures in the next week or so, or for the next week or so. Hopefully I'll be able to get out here and get that done. So I'm pleased with it. I did do some touch-up painting after I got the bracket screwed down. So I need to let those dry before I actually ride it. It's been an hour since I originally painted them, but the touch-up is a little bit wet. So I'm not going to mess with it right now. It rained yesterday evening, pretty good. I got almost a ½ inch of rain, and I didn't get home till late. As I told y'all before, my oldest granddaughter from my middle child, or oldest granddaughter period, but from middle daughter is her mama, and then my oldest daughter has my oldest grandboy. Both of their birthdays, he is 1 year and 2 days older than her, so their birthdays are right together. They both planned their parties for this Saturday, or now y'all watching this video, this past Saturday. And I had one from 1 to 3. Then I went and did some errands, bought fuel, that kind of stuff. And then I went to the next party. That was 5:30 to 7:30. And I got there just a few minutes early because there's some road closures I had to deal with and all that to get there. And they're normally about 25 minutes from me, so it took me about 45 minutes to get there because of the road closures. They're redoing a bridge right there by their house, so you got to drive a little extra to get there. But as you can see, all the chickens are doing well. The hen that had or has Bumblefoot over here, she's standing right there at the gate. She's not standing on that foot, but she's hopping around on one leg. So I need to come out here when it's dark and she's laid down to rest and get her and see if I can get that other spot pulled off and respray her with that blue treatment medicine and see if I can't get her a little bit better. She's doing better, but it's not well yet. So none of the other chickens seem to be having any issues. I've still got that one Rhode Island Red in the last pen that's limping on one leg, but she does use it. And she's not limping near as bad as she was. So whatever she did to it, it seems to be getting better. All the rest of them are doing well. I haven't had any other issues with them. Looking at her beak. A little funny looking little beak. But anyway, I did not collect eggs because it was dark when I got home yesterday evening. And I had filled up all their feeders yesterday or day before, so I knew the feeders last them 2 days, so I knew they'd be fine. I did throw them some scratch a little bit earlier, and they attacked it as normal. I've got a hen in the bigger nesting box in there sitting on some eggs. Now whether she stays sitting or whether she's laying an egg, I don't know. I'll find out later tonight if she stays on them after dark, because it's still early enough they could be laying 1 or 2 more eggs. So when I collect eggs today, I'm gonna have 2 days worth, and that's gonna be probably close to 30, maybe a little over that. Some days I get 18, 19, 20 eggs, so I'll definitely have a basket full. But other than that, everything's going well. I appreciate you guys following along on the channel and subscribing, hitting the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about my homemade fenders for the motorized bicycle. And, you know, I appreciate that. I know I had a comment on the original video I did on it. A guy commented that he was planning on ordering his bike this Friday or something, maybe this week, past Friday or the one coming up. And he appreciated the video. Look at that, I got a gray hen limping over there now. Lord have mercy, I don't know why. One of my Easter eggers, but anyway, he said he appreciated the video because he really wanted to know about the bike before he spent the money on it and all that. So hopefully it'll help somebody else and give them some ideas on how to make a fender. Maybe one of them will improve my idea that'll be better and help somebody else out. So thank y'all for watching. Remember what I always tell you: Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Them babies are getting big, y'all. Look at them. They're just about as big as the adult chickens. I'm pretty sure that one walking back there, the furthest one away, is a rooster, and then this other one's a hen. This other white one in this corner is a hen. And I've got a white one over here that I think is a rooster. So it looks like I'm going to have a couple of roosters out of the white ones. And I don't know about the red and the black one yet. So, or the gray one. I think the gray one's going to be a rooster, but I don't know. So y'all have a great day.